Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we'll be track testing and off-road testing the 2015 Toyota 4Runner 4x4 TRD Pro. This was one of two vehicles entered into the Extreme Capability category competing in the Northwest Automotive Press Association's Outdoor Activity Vehicle of the Year. With a 4.0-liter V6 engine producing 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque, it's competing against the Ram 2500 Power Wagon. Starting with the drawbacks, the Toyota has almost 5 inches less of ground clearance than the Power Wagon, though still a respectable 9.6 inches. It has only a 5-speed automatic transmission and is a bit underpowered compared to the Power Wagon. That said, it's nearly 2,000 pounds lighter in weight, is a much smaller vehicle off-road, providing improved agility in forested areas, offers a tremendous amount of cargo space, and is $13,000 cheaper than the Power Wagon as tested. It was just shy of winning the competition by a single vote. Check out the video description for a video of the Power Wagon comparison video. So, checking for visibility out the front and to the sides, very good. Looking out the rear, very large rear window, so plenty of visibility looking out the back. And great, checking the blind spots. So visibility in this is excellent. Here you've got your four-wheel drive selections between high and low, two-wheel drive. And our first test here, we will see how this thing accelerates. So it gets up and goes pretty good. Right from when you put your foot down, you get a pretty immediate torque and decent distribution throughout, so not bad. We will test out parking here. We've got our rear view camera. Fairly small screen, but plenty to see what we're doing. Our friend Herman the Dinosaur has fallen over. People have been rude to him today. And we will take off and go see how this thing does in the slalom. Now, this car has a lot of suspension travel, and it's raised up pretty high, so as you would imagine, it's probably going to have significant body roll and quite a bit of understeer. So we'll take this around 25, see how this does. Yep, lots of understeer, lots of body roll. Get up to 40 for the braking test, and pretty good braking. Not too much fuss from the brake pedal, definitely interfered from the ABS, but overall the pedal feel wasn't too much vibration, not bad. Understeer when you press it to the limit, as expected. But this thing wasn't meant for a track day. It was of course meant for off-road, so hopefully we'll get some better footage of it out in its natural environment. I'm ready to learn about the TRD Pro.
Okay, so the TRD Pro, TRD is Toyota Racing Development. They've been around for years, and they've always been the performance badge of our vehicles. Mm-hmm. And what we really wanted to do with the TRD Pro series is take it to a new level. With some of the most capable vehicles we had. So we have a TRD Pro Tacoma, which isn't here. We have the Tundra, and of course this 4Runner. And all those vehicles have very capable drivetrain, but what we really wanted to do was bring the suspension and the styling to a next level. Mm-hmm. So what you'll notice on the Tundra when you go over these rough roads, and when we get in here we'll put it in 4-low so I can demonstrate a couple other things to you, but both the vehicles have increased ride height as well as softer springs and improved shocks. So here we'll come to a stop, and we'll put it in 4-low real quick. So we'll come to a stop, throw it neutral.
Okay.
And then it's back to the right and all the way forward on this here select.
Back
to the right,
all the way forward.
Now you're in 4-low, back to the drive. So now you're in 4-low.
Okay.
And what we can do here is we have a terrain select, which I'll just turn on. And it's already selected to mogul, which I think kind of suits what we have today. But what the terrain select's going to do is it's going to adapt itself to the type of terrain you're on to tell the computers how to activate the traction control.
Sure.
So it gives you either a little bit more wheel spin or a little less wheel spin depending on their terrain.
Okay. And what are the 4 different modes up there?
Mogul, mud, sand, loose rock, and I can't remember the 4th one.
Okay, no problem.
it might. No, it's not snow. It's something else. I have to look. So, yeah, we'll just follow Tim here. And when you go through here, just
right. Try to stay to the left and then.
You've been through the
turn
extreme
in.
course yet?
Yeah, I've done it twice so far.
So you're fairly.
I got through in the Power Wagon, so I think I can get through in this.
This will be a little easier.
Yeah.
Not quite as big.
A tank.
And that was the main reason we didn't. These vehicles are kind of in short supply right now. Plus, we only have one Sherpa for the Toyotas, so that's why we didn't have the Tundra go through, because we felt it was just going to be a higher risk with its size.
Yeah.
It can get through this. It's just
very carefully.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can drive it through it. We don't know about
plus the
40 others.
Right, exactly. So some of the other drivers are less experienced off road. Take a little more.
Jason had the Tundra off road.
I did. I asked for forgiveness.
Oh no, that wasn't a bad. That was.
No, it was a pretty reserved trail.
Compared to this.
Yes. Yeah.
No, so he knows.
Going very slowly.
He knows somewhat of what it can do.
Yeah, no, I had a good time in it.
See, the one thing that this vehicle has that the Tundra doesn't have is the crawl control and terrain select.
Okay.
Which is one of the really cool features we'll show you when we go up the hill here.
So, could you explain the differentials in this? Is there anything happening with those?
Okay, so we have a lockable rear.
Okay,
which has
and this
a button up here. The rear can be locked.
Okay.
The front differential is open. It's controlled electronically. So if it detects wheel slippage, it will pulse the brakes. And the center differential is also open, again, controlled by the traction control system.
Okay.
But this particular model has a manual shift transfer case, which is, a more robust design than an automatic, even though the automatics are very good, with a low range. So now what we'll do is we'll let Tim get a bit up the hill here, and I'll get you set up for the crawl control. So crawl control, you'll see this dial here.
Yep.
And it's low means very low speed, and that's ridiculously low, and high is high speed, which is about where Tim's going, maybe not quite that fast. So I'm going to put it on medium. What this is going to do, you don't have to touch your gas or your brake. I'm going to turn it on.
Okay.
And if you let go of the brake and gas, it'll just crawl up the hill. All you have to do is steer. You'll hear that chattering, and that's the brakes and so forth modulating your speed.
And can you turn this live if you want to slow down or speed up, or do you need to come to a stop?
No, you can. If you hit the brakes, you'll come to a complete stop. If you hit the gas, you can override it as well. But medium going up is about a good speed. Coming down, we'll go to full speed, and it'll be adequate for that, and then we'll just shut it off when we get too close down the hill.
So this is going up by itself now without you?
Yep, I'm not touching any of the pedals. It's pretty impressive, too, that it's only at 1,000 RPM, and it's just kind of, I mean, it's idle speed almost, just crawling up this. Oh.
That's perfect. You're good. So stay to the left of that center stump there. Okay. And then what we'll do is, as we come around, see the stump over there with the ribbon on it?
Yep.
We're going to go between those two.
Okay, to the left of it, with the one with the ribbon.
Exactly. We'll go between those, and that'll set you up for the downhill. And you'll hear the brakes get more noisy as we come down here.
That's the brake grabbing and releasing.
Yeah, so I'm not touching the pedals at all right now.
Okay, you're clear on this side, you're fine. Okay, now as we come through here, you see the tire tracks on the far right?
On the left.
Yeah, so you'll just kind of crawl up, and then once we get down, you can turn your crawl control to whatever speed you like.
Okay.
So, clear on my side, everything's good. Very good, very good. Very good.
Awesome.
And now you can turn the speed up if you'd like.
All right, we'll go to high.
Then this is as fast as crawl goes.
Cool.
As you can see, it's called crawl for a reason.
Yeah, it's controlled.
Exactly. So once you feel comfortable with that, you can just hit the center button and shut her down.
Okay.
It'll take a second, and it'll just stop chattering. And then we can go through the little pond there again.
Awesome, that was pretty cool.
vehicle, about 2 inches in the front, about 1.25 inches in the rear over the normal
Okay.
4Runner. So you do have a little more ground clearance than a standard runner. But what's cool about this package, it's priced at $43,000, and you have almost all the technology, the off-road technology that a Land Cruiser has.
Yeah.
Because you have the KDSS, which is what we call it's a kinetic dynamic suspension system, and what that's going to allow you to do is have excellent suspension articulation out here in the woods. But when you get on the street, the sway bars are allowed to minimize body roll.
Okay. So what physically changes when you're out here?
What physically changes is it disconnects the way the sway bars are linked to the suspension.
Okay. And is that the front and rear, or one of?
Both.
Okay. Wow.
So just watch that right there on that side. And you're cleared here. There we go. And then the other thing I like about this truck and the Tundra is how solid they feel. This is the last full frame vehicle in this class.
Okay.
A few years ago, around the time when Pathfinder was going to unibody, Japanese engineers were really kind of pushing the concept of making this a unibody vehicle, and our North American executives were kind of screaming, no, you don't want to do that. We have an established market for this style of vehicle.
Yeah.
And the U.S. execs won out, and thankfully so we still have a very good
Body on frame.
Wet brakes.
Yep.
Or chili, one or the other, I don't know.
This is it, right? The last body on frame.
This is in this class, yes.
Yeah.